Episode 3, Prohibition Gold Rush, From Apples to Empire, Part 2. By 1920, the world had turned upside down. Men in Washington decided liquor was the devil, and overnight, the country went dry. Taverns shuttered, breweries closed, barrels smashed and poured into the gutters, while policemen stood guard like proud soldiers. The preachers sang of salvation, the politicians thumped their chests about morality, but behind closed doors, every man still wanted a drink, and that was the gift they handed me. I'd been running bottles here and there for years, but now it wasn't just a side hustle, it was survival. For the city, for me, for everyone. Demand exploded overnight, and I was standing right at the crossroads. We started small, supplying the old cigar shop customers. But the whispers spread. A baker on Mulberry wanted gin for his backroom. A barber on Broome wanted whiskey for his private customers. A tailor near Canal said he had friends in high places who'd pay double if we delivered quiet. Within weeks, I wasn't just a street hustler anymore. I was running a web. The first speakeasy I saw was hidden behind the butcher shop where we'd kept our crates. You'd knock 3 times, whisper a password, midnight rose, and a hidden door swung open. Inside, the room was thick with smoke and jazz. Trumpets wailed, women laughed in sequined dresses, men clutched tumblers like lifelines. The first time I stepped in, Joey leaned close and muttered, "Boss, you feel that? That's money in the air." He was right. Every glass was profit, every song another dollar in our pockets. But business wasn't just about supply, it was about control. I realized quickly that one speakeasy could be raided, one shipment stolen, one driver beaten, but 10, 20, 50, that was an empire. I called the crew together in the butcher's loft. There were 10 of us now, men I'd grown up with, faces I trusted more than my own blood. The oil lamp flickered, shadows crawling across the walls. "We've got 2 choices," I said, pacing in front of them. "We can stay small, keep running crates, hope nobody notices us, or we can own this city. Every bottle, every glass, every backroom. We set the price, we set the rules, and nobody drinks without paying us first." Tommy whistled low. "You're talking big, boss." Joey cracked his knuckles. "I say we take it." And just like that, the vote was made. The months that followed were chaos and opportunity. We rented warehouses under fake names, bribed truck drivers to haul liquor hidden under crates of onions, even cut deals with dock workers who slipped us Canadian whiskey off incoming ships. When the cops came sniffing around, I made sure envelopes found their way into the right hands. One sergeant, a big Irishman with a nose like a boxer, took his payoff with a smirk. "Keep the streets quiet, kid," he said, stuffing the bills into his coat. "As long as nobody's dying, you got no trouble from me." Nobody's dying. Those words stuck with me. Because sooner or later, somebody was going to die. It started with Danny's crew again. They'd grown bold, hijacking one of our trucks on Canal. My driver limped back to us with blood on his shirt and fear in his eyes. "They said it's their turf now," he whispered. I stared at the map spread across our warehouse table. Routes, names, deliveries, all crisscrossed with pencil lines. Danny had picked a fight at the wrong time. This wasn't apples anymore. This was an empire. "Joey," I said, voice low, steady, "get the boys." That night, we rolled through Canal in 2 trucks. Danny's crew didn't see us coming. They were drunk on stolen whiskey, laughing in the alley, bottles clinking. Joey and Tommy led the charge, fists swinging, knives flashing. I stayed back, watching, my heart pounding. When it was over, 3 of Danny's boys were crawling, 1 was out cold, and the rest had scattered like rats. We left them there, broken but alive. Message sent, word spread fast. By morning, everyone knew Canal belonged to us, and for the first time, people started calling me something new. Not just boss, not just the kid with the apples. They started calling me the king. But with every title comes weight. The money poured in. Fistfuls of coins, stacks of bills, enough to buy suits, cars, even politicians. But behind the music and laughter of speakeasies, I felt the shift. Rivals watched me with hungry eyes. The cops didn't just want payoffs anymore, they wanted loyalty. And the men at my table weren't just boys I grew up with. They were soldiers now. One mistake, and the whole empire would burn. And yet, as I looked out over a crowded speakeasy one night, jazz spilling from the bandstand, glasses raised in toasts, I couldn't help but smile. Because I knew then what I hadn't known back in the schoolyard. I wasn't just hustling anymore, I was ruling. Episode 4, Blood in the Alleys, From Apples to Empire. By the spring of 1921, the city smelled like smoke, gin, and fear. Our speakeasies thrived, the coins stacked higher every week. Men toasted my name in back rooms, women in sequin dresses winked as I passed, and even the police stepped carefully around me. On the surface, it looked like we had it all. But money breeds envy, and envy breeds blood. Danny's crew had been beaten once, but they weren't gone. Like weeds, they grew back in cracks we thought were sealed. Only now, it wasn't just Danny. Other gangs, Irish boys out of Hell's Kitchen, Italians from Mulberry, even a few Jewish outfits up on Delancey, started eyeing my roots. They wanted a cut. They wanted me gone. The first blow landed on a rainy night in March. One of our trucks was rolling down Houston Street, crates of Canadian whiskey hidden under sacks of onions. Joey rode shotgun, Tommy in back with 2 more boys. Out of the dark came a black sedan, headlights off, tires hissing on wet cobblestones. Gunfire cracked, sharp, deafening. The driver slumped forward, blood painting the wheel. The truck careened into a lamppost, bottles shattering, onions rolling into the gutter. Joey dragged himself out, blood running down his arm, but 2 of our boys didn't make it. Their bodies lay in the rain, faces pale under the streetlight. By morning, word spread like wildfire. Someone had declared war. We met in the butcher's loft that night. The room stank of blood and sawdust, the oil lamp throwing long shadows. My crew sat in silence, faces grim, fists clenched. Joey's arm was bandaged, but his eyes burned like fire. "Boss," he growled, "they hit us first. We can't let it slide." Tommy leaned forward, voice tight. "You give the word, we'll bury Danny and his whole crew." I looked at them, men I'd grown up with, boys who'd sold apples for me, now hardened soldiers waiting for orders. My stomach churned, but I knew the truth. If I didn't act, we'd be wiped out. I lit a cigarette, the flame trembling in my hand, and exhaled smoke into the heavy silence. "No more warnings," I said finally. "No more broken bones, no more empty threats. From tonight on, anyone who crosses us doesn't get a second chance." The room erupted. Chairs scraping, men nodding, voices sharp with hunger for payback. That night, Joey and Tommy led 6 men into the alleys off Canal. Danny's crew liked to drink there, loud and careless, bottles clinking as they laughed about the truck job. They never saw us coming. The first shot echoed off brick walls, sharp as thunder. Panic followed, bottles smashed, men shouting, blood spilling onto cobblestones. It wasn't a brawl anymore, it was slaughter. By the time the echoes faded, 3 of Danny's men lay still. The rest scattered like rats. Danny himself vanished into the night. Some said he fled to Jersey, others that his own crew turned on him. I didn't care. What mattered was the message. We weren't boys playing at business anymore. We were something darker, heavier. Murder has a way of changing men. For Joey, it lit a fire. He strutted with pride, boasting of the kill. For Tommy, it planted a shadow. His jokes grew fewer, his eyes colder. As for me, I lay awake that night, staring at the ceiling, the sound of gunfire replaying in my ears. I told myself it was necessary, that it was them or us. But deep down, I knew a line had been crossed. The newspapers the next day called it a gangland incident, a nameless clash between hoodlums. But in the alleys, in the smoke-filled backrooms, my name carried new weight. No longer just the boy with apples, not just a supplier, a boss, a man who gave orders and men died obeying them. And once that blood was spilled, there was no turning back. From then on, every deal, every handshake, every laugh in a speakeasy carried an undercurrent of violence. Rivals gave me wide berth, but their eyes promised revenge. Policemen took their bribes with tighter jaws. And my own men, my brothers, looked at me with something new, not just loyalty, not just respect, fear. And in that fear, I felt the crown settle heavier on my head.